If you're a homeowner in Lakewood, Colorado, or you're planning to make it your home, I am breaking down the latest real estate market trends from May 2025. Stick around to the end of this video because I'll be sharing some hidden opportunities that could make a big difference whether you're thinking about buying or selling. All right, let's take a high level look at the market. In May, Lakewood, Colorado had 2.9 months of housing supply, which still firmly places us in a seller's market territory. If you're not familiar with this stat, months of supply refers to how long it would take to sell all the homes currently on the market based on the current pace of sales. So just to note, 4 to 6 months of inventory is considered a balanced market. How does this compare to the previous month? We're up slightly from 2.3 months in April, which isn't surprising as we move into spring, a time when more listings typically hit the market. That increase doesn't necessarily signal a major market shift, yet it's pretty consistent with seasonal trends we expect this time of year. The median home price in Lakewood currently sits at $646,800, but keep in mind that's a median across all single-family residences. That number is down 2% compared to this time last year and down 2% compared to April, which is causing houses to sit a little longer. But as we move into summer, we'll get a clearer picture of whether that trend holds or shifts. Next up, let's talk about the average list to sale price ratio, which came in at 99.9% in May. That means on average, homes in Lakewood sold for almost exactly what they were listed for. It's down slightly from last month at 100% and 100% from this time last year. Now, it's important to remember that this number is heavily influenced by the pricing strategy that sellers use. While some interpret this as a market softening, what really suggests is that sellers are pricing more realistically and buyers are meeting them there. We're not seeing much in the way of price drops so far this year. You might be wondering, how long is it taking homes to sell right now? In May, the average days on market in Lakewood was 17 days. That's a bit shorter than April when it took about 22 days, and definitely up from just 15 days this time last year. So if you're thinking about selling, be prepared for it to take a little longer than it has in the past. But the pace is still relatively quick, and we're starting to see some momentum build now that interest rates are slightly lower than they were. Whether this shift is part of larger market trend or just seasonal movement, we'll get a clearer picture as we head deeper into summer. If you're thinking about buying either now or in the future, interest rates are currently ranging between about 5.5% and 6.875%, depending on whether you choose a fixed variable rate, what loan type, and whether you're working with a traditional bank or an alternative lender. To sum it all up, when you look at Lakewood's May market stats, it might seem like things are starting to stabilize, but in my opinion, May is typically a month with higher inventory, which we definitely did have, and strong buyer demand. However, the buyer demand is down, which naturally puts pressure on prices to decrease. One thing we are seeing is more seller concessions. Sellers are helping buyers with closing costs or buying their rate down, which is up 5% from last year. We'll have a much better view of what the market's going to do as we see June's numbers. One thing to remember, macro level stats don't tell the full story, especially in the Denver area. What's happening in Lakewood can be totally different from what's happening in other parts of the metro. And even within Lakewood, micro markets vary greatly. For example, pricing trends differ between single-family homes and townhomes or condos. And your experience will vary depending on the neighborhood. Right now, Belmar is seeing prices trend upward, and Solterra's median price is actually down from April. We're not seeing 20 offer bidding wars like in previous years, but some homes in certain areas are still getting multiple offers, just not the same frenzy as before. At the end of the day, whether you're buying or selling, your situation is totally unique, and broad market stats can only tell part of the story. So if you're curious about what the market really means for you, I'm happy to provide a free, no obligation market evaluation, or simply just chat about your options in a no pressure, honest conversation. I'll give you real insights, no fluff, so you can make the best decision based on your personal goals and timeline. So if that sounds helpful, just click the link in this video to get started. And if you're not quite ready yet, feel free to check out my other videos, and I'll see you back here next month with another local update.